Hello and welcome to Maverrik Live. I am Luke 2 and joined today I am with
Dave.
Dave. Thank you for coming back on from last Friday.
No problem at all.
So it is Monday, obviously. Did you get up to much on the weekend?
Just same as everyone, trying to keep your head clear, going for walks. The only thing we can do, really.
Yeah, with obviously with our age groups and our body types, we are on the lower list of getting jabbed. My phone vibrated. So today we're going to be talking about evergreen content, and when I talk about evergreen content, what I'm kind of talking about is these big, hefty chunks of content you have, and then chipping them away down into smaller bits. In terms of evergreen content, this could be anything from a large blog post, a huge video you've created, or a big infographic. I've asked you to create a lot of infographics back in the day, haven't I?
Yeah, some very big ones. I think, yeah, and trying to break them down into subjects that you can use without sort of bombarding people with too much information.
Yeah, I think a lot of people end up just having this big piece, this big block, and they just send it out there into the world, and then they're like, okay, this is done now. This is my big blog post. This is my big download brochure, and they just leave it there.
Yeah, I think it'll be repurposed over and over again by the same audience when actually there's a much better way of doing it, I suppose.
Yeah, if you've got like this huge block, you can chip it down into smaller pieces, which can make your content last for probably weeks or months. If you have one key element you want to get through, you can just chip it away. And don't think you're telling people to kind of suck eggs and break it down too much into explain like I'm 5 years old what this means. If you are part of your industry for a long time and what we're doing is continuously pushing stuff out there, what is irrelevant to you can be very important for someone else.
Yeah, I've dealt with a lot of infographics. I've created a lot of infographics that have a load of stats. Stats are quite, I mean, you see them, they're a big one, I think, for posting, because you will have so many different stats, but actually each individual stat could be a post on its own. So putting them all in one place can really kind of provide a system overload in a sense. So I think you could separate each individual statistic down, and that's one post, and then the next one is the other statistic, and you can make your content last a lot longer, like you said.
Yeah, when I'm doing research for anything to do with LinkedIn posts or sales and social selling, I'll see a lot of stats go on, the lists of how many users are now on LinkedIn, who's selling on LinkedIn, and they put them all together, and they kind of do get lost in the fray. There's like one line or two lines of all this information, and it's what do you do with that information is kind of an important thing.
Yeah, I think you forget a lot. If you kind of read more than one statistic at a time, I think you forget the first one, you replace it with the second one, you kind of forget everything you've just read.
Yeah, Jack, can we get the chat on the screen here? If you have any information or any quotes you want to shout out to us, we are live, so you can send us your questions and we will answer them. Back to evergreen content though, a lot of the importance of evergreen content is having it on your website or your blog, and it's something that people can refer to over and over again. It's like a big block of your content. So our evergreen content can be in the form of blogs. We also have these training videos as well, and it's something we can refer to over and over again, like you said.
Yeah, videos are a really good one because you can always break them down into modules. So especially things like webinars, we do a lot of live training where we have a breakdown of different modules. So what we would then do is repurpose those webinars or that training and title it with the different modules, break it down into different steps, and then release that individually just to give people sort of time to take that in bit by bit.
Yeah, if you look at those big content creators who are posting something out every day, it seems, and every hour they've got a new video. If you look at their previous videos, you can see they're probably a bit longer, and then you can see them shorten them and shorten them. Now with things like obviously TikTok and Reels and these very short form, obviously as you see them, they just go straight away, forms of content. All it is really is those sound bites, is those little bits they add. And if you keep posting them, you keep showing your face to people, obviously they get to know you, it's good for marketing, it's good for sales. So all we need to do essentially is figure out what your main block is and then chip it away and chip it away and chip it away and then feed that to your audience. Obviously don't make it so it gets a bit redundant and boring, you can't regurgitate it too much, but you can use that quite a bit.
Yeah, releasing small bits of information can be such an important sales tool. If you give someone a little bit, they could want more, but if you give them too much, they could get bored. So yeah, just releasing little bits can be such a good sales tool for a business, I think.
Completely agree. So once again, if you are looking to create evergreen content, you've got to make it long lasting, you've got to make it big, and then you can chip it down. So any final comments, Dave?
Just keep producing content. Just get it out there.
Completely agree. Just keep going and pushing and pushing and pushing. It is Monday, so obviously we're at the start of our week, but we'll be back on Wednesday for another show. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you're enjoying Maverrik Live. It really helps us out. And we will see you back on Wednesday. Thank you again.